What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and we need to talk about something. I think right now is the best time to bring up the Carson Wentz versus Dak Prescott debate, just because how have things changed so much in 1 year? Last year, Cowboy fans were saying Dak's easily the better player. Even though he has an immaculate supporting cast around him, Dak is making plays. Carson Wentz, you look down there, if he was as good as everyone's hyping him up to be, he would be putting up monster numbers, the same kind of numbers that Dak Prescott, this third round draft pick, or whatever the hell, fourth round draft pick Dak Prescott was, Carson Wentz would be doing that. Now, I guess in 1 year, Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, and that offensive line have gone to absolute crap because Dak Prescott can't make any plays. Now Dak Prescott has no weapons, that's why Carson Wentz is looking better. How things changed in one season. That is... You know, not too often can you just make someone reap what they sow, make them eat their own words, and this is one of the better ones I've had as a Philadelphia Eagle fan. We now know who really deserved to win that Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, and it was Ezekiel Elliott. That's who I said. That's who my vote was for, and maybe it's because of the quarterback bias. You want to give the QB the award over other positions, but we're knowing right now Zeke is the best player of that team, and Dak Prescott is steering the ship, but the ship itself is Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott was an Alex Smith. What's he looking like this year? Alex Smith. There's nothing wrong with having an Alex Smith. Alex Smith, hell, was an MVP candidate, but he's a guy that's not going to win games more often than not with his arm. He needs the collective whole. The unit needs to work well. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm one of the few Philadelphia Eagle fans that won't come out and say Dak Prescott's overrated or Dak Prescott sucks or all these things. Sure, he got overhyped, but Dak Prescott's a solid quarterback. He is a quarterback that can win plenty of ball games in this league, but he's never going to be a guy that can take over a game. He's never going to be a guy that say, yes, I'm going to win this game with my arm. He's a guy that can win games with the play-action pass and the help of Ezekiel Elliott. And Cowboy fans need to accept it. There still are going to be plenty that are still in denial. But that's the true facts. That is the utter true facts. And the best thing about this, one of the best things about this anyways, is how Dallas's skill position players, the light of day, I guess, to Dallas Cowboy fans this season. I mean, last year they had this tremendous offensive line. They had Jason Witten, who's up there in age, still playing like a top 3 tight end I've seen. I had so many people from the offseason up to maybe about 4 weeks ago that were trying to defend that Dez Bryant's still a top 10 wide receiver. I know that's not the consensus feeling amongst Cowboy fans, but there was definitely a major majority that thought Dez Bryant was still legit. And like, oh my God, I remember it started with the Madden ratings. Dez Bryant getting a 90-something. Oh, he's still legit. Trust me, dude. And then coming in now, it's like, oh, just wait, Dez Bryant's going to get a bunch of TDs. Or look at all his numbers with the games that he's been hurt and stuff like that. Now I guess apparently everyone's realizing he's terrible. Because if he was so good, if he was still such a weapon, Dak Prescott and Dez Bryant would be putting the team on their back and winning games. And what they're doing right now is Dak Prescott is throwing as many interceptions than the Twitter meme known as Nathan Peterman from last week. Nathan Peterman threw 5 interceptions last week when he got the start over Tyrod Taylor for Buffalo. Dak Prescott in the last 2 games. The games that Dak Prescott, this is the stretch, because Jerry Jones was too ignorant to just accept Ezekiel Elliott's suspension in the beginning of the season, and now that we're into the meat and potatoes of the year, the games that you need to have, they don't have them. These are the games that Dak Prescott and Dez Bryant were supposed to take over. They're supposed to say, all right, we'll shoulder the load till Zeke gets back for this playoff push. Cowboys season's over. I'm going to say that right now. I'll be the first one to declare it. What are they, 5-3, 5-4 now? They're done. Dallas is done. Their defense has given up back-to-back games in the fourth quarter. Last week against Philly, there was 3 or 4 times they just didn't look like they wanted to tackle. Against the Chargers, that Keenan Allen touchdown in the fourth quarter was embarrassing. That was so bad, I felt like that made the rest of the NFC East look terrible. That's how bad that one play from Dallas was. At the end of the day, there's one common thing that can unite all Cowboy, Eagle, Giant, Redskin fans, is that historically, or at least from the last 20 years, the NFC East is the best division in football. That's the one thing that can kind of unite us. And I think that tackling that Dallas has shown, the effort that Dallas has shown in the last 2 games, has set back the NFC East like 5 years. It was embarrassing to see. And I was just like, what am I going to say? How am I going to feel hyped about the Eagles beating Dallas when you see that kind of tackling? That was utterly pathetic. I would be embarrassed if I was a Cowboy fan with how their defense has performed in the second half. And I mean, I know Skip Bayless is going to come out and say that if Sean Lee was out there, he would not only stop the Chargers and the Eagles, he would have stopped 9/11 and the net neutrality vote. But it's not just one guy. One guy does not replace effort. Effort is a thing that comes down from the head coach, and Jason Garrett never should have won head coach of the year last season. I always thought, like, his game plans was incredibly simple. He didn't do the most with the least. He kind of just got it because the Cowboys are popular and stuff like that. Jason Garrett, the only good thing I could probably say about Jason Garrett is that he outcoached Doug Peterson for the first half of that game last week. Since then, you know, your team's mentality is a reflection of your coach. So seeing how that Dallas Cowboys team has just fallen apart in back-to-back weeks, I think you kind of have to put that back to Jason Garrett and how bad he's going. But this is not about Jason Garrett. This is about Dak Prescott and the Dak Prescott versus Carson Wentz debate. And, you know, that's it, man. I'm just going to leave it with the fact that we need to be a little bit hyped that Dallas is pretty much done. I think mathematically they're still in it. I don't know if they can turn it around. Probably not. But it's pretty much done. I mean, the NFC East, for a fact, is locked up unless something horrific happens with the Eagles. But the thing we're going to end this up with the Dak Prescott versus Carson Wentz debate is something I saw on Twitter. And it's Dak Prescott is struggling because his offense lost his best player. Carson Wentz isn't because he is his offense's best player. That's it. Mic drop for the Dak Prescott Carson Wentz debate. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, Cowboy fans, let me hear it. Hit those dislikes. Let me see what happens. Eagle fans, hit those likes. Even Giant and Redskin fans. I think we can all celebrate the fact that the great and mighty Dak Prescott, the debate that Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, that's going to be relived through Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. That's done, man. There's no way to put it. This is Dak Prescott as a throwing quarterback. It's Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. It's Carson Wentz and maybe Deshaun Watson. Dak Prescott is going to be a guy that's going to win plenty of football games in his career, but he's going to go and win as many as Ezekiel Elliott will let him. And even look at last year when Dak Prescott had all his weapons. He finished with what? 30 touchdowns total? Carson Wentz is on pace for like 35 touchdowns. I think it was actually, last time I checked, it was 42. I think that's dropped off a little bit. But Carson Wentz is a front runner for the MVP. Carson Wentz is putting together exactly the kind of football that you expect him. His weapons haven't changed that much. The skill gap and how Carson Wentz is playing hasn't been because of Alshon Jeffrey. Not just Alshon Jeffrey. Hasn't been because we got, you know, LeGarrette Blount. J.J. doesn't count. He's been there for a week. It's Carson Wentz. It's Carson Wentz in year number 2 taking that next step. He has some wide receivers that actually have hands on their arms, and he's making plays. The development is there. And that is what you need in a quarterback. You don't just want to see the finished product as a rookie. You want to see someone that can continually grow and get better and develop into that franchise quarterback. And that's exactly what we're getting with Carson Wentz. I'm not going to project too much. I'm not going to say that Carson Wentz is your MVP. But he right now is playing the highest level of football between him and Dak Prescott in both of their careers. Incredibly young. Who knows where we're going to be 5 years down the road. But as of right now, as of 2 years, I can say right now, this year's a wrap. As of 2 years, who's the better quarterback? Let me know in the comment section below. Till next time, guys, it's C4 saying fly, Eagles, fly. How about them Cowboys, Skip? And peace out.